Hey everybody, welcome to Yoga with Anadil. I'm Anadil. Welcome to our practice today, which is all about saluting the sun. So sun salutations are a great way to warm up the body, but can also be used for the entire practice to work into all of our mobility. So today we are at the beautiful St. John's Hall in Crowborough, where I teach on a Tuesday. So a little bit of a change in scene for our class environment today, but I hope you enjoy it just as much. So let's get on to our mats and begin seated. And you can be cross-legged or on a chair in any way that you would like for the moment. And just take a moment to settle down, to welcome yourself to your practice. And now's a great time to set the intention of just moving honestly, moving with kindness, with awareness, so that we may just check in with ourselves and really feel in the body what's going on, feel in your entire being what's going on. So with all of that in mind, we'll ground through whichever areas are pressing into the earth. Run our attention over the body into the hips. Relax through the hips, rise on up through the spine. Create space as much as you can through this simple act of sitting. And just maybe even listen to your breath. Inviting a slow, relaxed, easy breath in and out through the nostrils. Allowing the belly to inflate, working the lower diaphragm, sinking the shoulders down towards the ground. Another couple of breaths. And already you may be feeling that urge to move into the poses and get going, but just encourage yourself slow down, just for now. And with the next in-breath, we'll drop our right ear to the right shoulder. And as we breathe out, we'll roll the chin to chest and roll the left ear all the way to the left shoulder. Breath out, dropping the chin to chest, rolling through the neck. And when you're ready to breathe that relaxed breath in, we roll over to the right once more. Breath out, roll the chin to chest, breath in. The left ear goes to left shoulder. And as you breathe your next breath out, let's keep the chin to chest. Keep the shoulders, the top of the shoulders, heading down towards the ground. So maybe you feel a little bit more of a stretch in the back of your neck, maybe even down in between the shoulder blades. And breathe easy here. Start to soften through the hips. And whilst you're using the weight of the head to stretch the back of the neck, we'll take our gaze over to the right on your next in-breath. And breathing out, sweeping that gaze back down to the earth. And as we breathe in, sweeping the gaze up to the left. And just keep moving in this way with your breath, taking the gaze down as you breathe out, and up to the right side as you breathe in, down as you breathe out, and sweep your gaze up to the left as you breathe in. Taking the gaze down, and as you breathe in, draw a line with the nose to bring your gaze up to center. We'll warm through the shoulders, so let's just take the shoulders up towards the ears, maybe a little bit of effort and tension here as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, just drop the shoulders down. A little bit of tension. Curl the shoulders up towards your ears on your breath in, and as you breathe out, drop the shoulders down towards the earth. One more time, breath in, curling the shoulders up towards the ears, maybe a little bit higher this time, and as you breathe out, dropping the shoulders down towards the earth. And let's move on to all fours with our hands underneath shoulders into our tabletop position as we get ready for moving into the spine. And today I'd like us to take our attention to our tailbone and just begin to make a circular movement in a clockwise direction with the tailbone. And remember to stand out of your shoulders, pressing into the fingertips as you keep circling through the hips. Allow that circle to spiral ever bigger, so circles become larger and larger. And maybe you find that the hips start getting involved, maybe the shoulder blades, the shoulders. As you breathe in, we dip down towards the earth, and as you breathe out, you circle the ribs, the hips up towards the sky. Breath in and out. Keep moving with the breath, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. So you take it, starting with the tailbone once more, we'll start to make circles in anti-clockwise, just small movements. One direction may feel less comfortable than the other, but we'll treat it with equal love and equal intention, and keep breathing into this and move with the same mindfulness as we make those circles with the tailbone bigger and bigger and bigger. Moving deep into the body. Maybe the breaths become a little bit wider through the sides of the ribs. Maybe even the head wants to get involved in the ripple that's being created from the tailbone. And we'll come to stillness. We'll curl the toes under, and you can cat-cow by dropping the belly towards the earth, tailbone up as you breathe in, and taking the spine up towards the sky, tailbone down, chin to chest as you breathe out. You can stay and do that sequence of movements, or on your next in-breath, we'll stand firmly in our foundations, and as we breathe out, you can lift your knees, lift your hips into a down dog. So I invite you all to bend generously through the knees. Keep breathing, keep no tension in the neck, so just shake out your head, yes, and no, just shaking your head out. And then we'll press into the fingertips, into the knuckles of the hands. As we breathe out, we invite the belly all the way back towards your thighs. Separate through the shoulder blades, particularly press into your thumbs, and keep breathing in and out here. And feel free to pedal out your feet. Just walk the dog. Very gently, and again with the breath, just stretching through the calves a little bit. And I invite you to get a little bit free. Not automatic, obviously mindful of the way you're moving, the way you're breathing, but just find freedom in your creativity here. And then we'll come to stillness and we'll stroll the feet gently, slowly, as many times as you need, up towards the top of the mat, keeping the fingertips pressed into the earth, taking the feet hip distance apart, still have a generous bend all through the knee, and allow the crown of the head, the weight of the head, to fall heavy. If your arms are just about reaching the ground, you can stay here to allow the torso to be heavy, like so, or you can take opposite elbows and use the weight of the arms to create a little bit more space in the back by bouncing. And we'll come to stillness. Spread the toes, connect to the earth, release the arms. And just like ragdoll arms and ragdoll head, we'll breathe in and out as much as you like. As you press into the ground, make imprints into the mat with your feet, curling the tailbone down, and it's like fingertips walking up your spine, straightening your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. And we'll have the hands at heart center. And again, just take a moment to invite energy from the feet all the way up through the heart to the top of the body as you breathe in. Raising on up nice and tall, and on your next breath out, feel yourself grounding all the way through the back of the body, straight down into the heels. So there's this gentle balancing of intention, of energies, of the breath. And as we breathe in, we'll press our feet, make footprints into the mat, take the arms wide, and your fingertips are like the sun rays, rising on up, followed by the gaze. The palms can press, or you keep your palms just facing each other, shoulder distance apart. Raising on up through the sternum, allow the spine to be nice and long, so keep the pelvis neutral, but just keeping the tailbone up. And as you breathe out, we'll hinge from the hips, taking the arms back, shoulders back, crown of the head down towards the earth, and bend the knees if you like to make sure that you ground your fingertips into forward fold. And you may like to just rock from side to side, keep the breath going. On the next breath in, we're going to go into tabletop back. So we're going to straighten the legs, and if your hands take flight from the ground, we rest them onto the shins or onto the thighs, elbows into the ribs and back. So a nice tabletop position. And just for a moment, let's sweep the gaze in forward. You'll feel creases in the back of the neck. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, drop your chin to chest. You'll feel a stretch in the back of the neck. And let's find somewhere in the middle. So allow the gaze to head straight down to the earth, maybe a foot or two in front of your mat, but you're keeping the back of the neck nice and long to elongate through the very end of the spine. Keep breathing, keep heading the tailbone back, keep pulling the knees and thighs up very gently. And as we breathe out, we're going to slide our hands all the way down to the earth and place them underneath your shoulders, bend the knees. We're going to lift the right leg up, maybe the heel heads all the way towards your bottom, and then your knee reaches back, your foot stretches back as far as you can, and with the quietest touch, you invite the right foot all the way down towards the ground. Here it's quite nice just to ease with the breath into this position, so it's a bit of a runner's lunge. So as you breathe in, a little bit like cat-cow, you offer your heart forward, your hips down, and notice the heel is stacking over the ball of the foot. It just helps ease any pressure on the knee. So you might like to try that, and as you breathe out, maybe curl up high the ball of that back foot, arch the spine up towards the sky, and draw your chin to chest. As you breathe in, you can sweep and pulse with your breath, dropping the hips down, and as you breathe out, chin to chest, tailbone up towards the sky. And as you breathe your next breath in, we're bending through that front leg and dropping that back knee down towards the earth. Now I like to flatten my back foot for more grounding. You can, of course, for stability, curl the back toes under, although it is a little bit more intense through the stretch in the front of the leg. So here we're drawing our hips square down towards the earth. Make sure you can see at least your big toe, if not more of your foot, so that the knee is safely stacked over onto your ankle. And from here, as we breathe in, I'm gently going to take my gaze down, so I invite you to join me. And as we breathe in, the gaze follows the hands with the in-breath again, those fingertips shining like the rays of sun as we reach from up. Again, we're keeping the tailbone down, so the spine is nice and long. And as we breathe our next breath in, we're lifting the heart up towards the sky. Gently keeping the thighs pulling up, energize subtly. And maybe you even smile to send some beautiful messages to yourself, to your body, and create a nice reaction in the body while you're working. And then you melt your shoulders down, placing the hands onto the earth underneath your shoulders. And we're going to sweep that front leg to join the back leg. So both knees are on the earth, and we're back in our box position. And again, you can simply cat-cow here, or you can take a vinyasa. So in yoga, there are various options for a vinyasa, but we're going to take the knees on the ground option. So we take our shoulders over our wrists, sweep the creases of the insides of the elbows to the front of the mat. And if you're getting sassy with your tailbone, we're dropping the hips in line with our knees and shoulders. And you press in. So breathe here for 1, breathe here for 2. And as we breathe our next breath in, be tall through the shoulders, through the arms. And as we breathe out, we're aiming to keep the elbows over wrists as we take our chin and chest down towards the earth. Let's bow the forehead. Let's roll the shoulders up towards the ears as we breathe in. And as we breathe out, roll the shoulders back. And maybe just the heart lifts into a little baby cobra. Press the feet into the earth. And as we breathe out, let's bow it down. Let's do that 2 more times. Breath in. Maybe we keep the chin low as you breathe in. And then offer the gaze up, back of the neck long. And as you breathe out, you bow it down. 1 more time, breath in, press into the knuckles of the hands, press in to the fingertips and the thumbs. Keep the elbows hugging into the sides of the ribs. And as you breathe out, you bow it down. As we breathe in, let's bring ourselves up to our knees. Curl the spine up towards the sky and take the hips over your heels as much as possible. And again, if this is what it looks like for you, as long as you're at your maximum stretch without powering through and pushing through, just play at the edge with your breath. So you breathe. And in time, with steady practice, maybe, just maybe, we'll begin to open through the body a little bit more. As we breathe our next breath in, we'll bring our shoulders over wrists once more. Curl the back toes under, and again, you have the choice here to stay into cat-cow, or if you like, you can lift the knees off the earth into our down dog position. So again, there's softness in the knee. It's better than straightening the knee and losing the length in your spine. So bend the knee in order to lengthen through the spine and allow the head to relax. Breathing in and out as we keep pressing into the hands. And just find your breath once more, maybe even search for listening for that breath. So whether you're on all fours in your flat back or in down dog, we're all going to lift through the right leg. So we'll dial the toes down towards the earth, we'll dial that right knee down towards the earth, we'll dial that right hip down towards the earth, so we're nice and parallel in the pelvis. And from here, it doesn't matter how high you go, but keep pushing away with the heel and maybe you find a little bit more length. Deep breath in, and as we breathe out, we're going to bend that knee, whether you're in down dog or all fours, and bring that knee all the way in towards your nose. Shoulders come over wrists if you're doing this from down dog, and we drop that foot forward. Now this is maybe as far as it goes today, but we'll just help it along towards the front, in between your hands. And then we're ready to do a crescent lunge on the other side. So like we did before, we're just going to rock and ease and breathe and stretch before we place that back knee down. So as you breathe in, hands underneath shoulders, we bend through that front knee, invite the back heel over the ball of the foot as you breathe in. The heart goes forward, the gaze goes forward. And as you breathe your next breath out, we straighten the front leg as much as is available to you. Curl through the spine, up towards the sky, tailbone is down. And maybe you're high up on the ball of that back foot. Keep breathing. On your next breath in, we'll do a deep lunge into the bend of that front knee. And as we breathe out, we'll bow the head down as you straighten through that front leg. One more time in your own breath and your own guidance. Breath in. And as you breathe out, bowing it down. As we breathe in this time, we'll bend through that front knee, bend through the back knee, place it on the earth, and again, your choice of having the foot flat or curl under. Keeping the hips square, keeping your feet pressing into the ground. We'll breathe in and follow the fingertips with our gaze. If you've got any neck issues, you can just keep your gaze down or up the front. Otherwise, the gaze can follow up towards your hands. The palms are shoulder distance apart. The heart is shining up, and the spine is nice and long. On your next breath out, we'll melt through the shoulder blades, cactus arms, as those sun rays find their way all the way down towards the earth. Let's place the fingertips onto the earth, maybe just a little bit ahead of your shoulders, and we lift that back leg, and we're going to bend that back knee. Now take your gaze forward, and as you breathe in, you might like to slide or hop that back foot up to meet the front foot, hip distance apart, and breathing into our flat back position. So again, that could be hands on thighs for support, it could be hands on shins for support, or onto fingertips. As long as there's enough space for a deep breath. Allow the tailbone to keep gently drawing back, allow the crown of the head to gently draw forward. And as we breathe out, we bend through the knees, slide the hands down, meet the earth into our forward fold. And as we breathe in, we're going to rise on up. If you like, you can curl on up, vertebrae by vertebrae, if you prefer. Otherwise, with a gentle bend in the knee, A little bit of softness in the knee. We'll hinge from the hips, taking the arms wide. Remember, it's like the sunrise. Lifting the heart, taking the energy all the way up towards the sky. This time palms are pressing, and as we breathe out, we'll bring the hands down to heart center. The energy is traveling all the way down your back, grounding us deeply through the heels into a nice equal balance of rising and grounding. And just take a moment, staying where you are at the front of your mat with your hands at heart center. Perhaps listening to your breath, feeling any sensations in the body. Perhaps you're feeling a little bit of heat. And then we'll open our eyes and we'll make our way down to the ground. So as we breathe in, we'll open the eyes, and as we breathe out from the hands at heart center, we'll allow the hands to drop to the earth beside our feet. And we'll take the right leg back, drop it to the knee, the left leg back, drop it to the knee, and we'll sweep our feet to the side to allow our hips to make their way down to the ground. And just come to your sitting position and allow the hands to rest onto the thighs or onto the knees. Perhaps today we'll try with the palms facing up towards the sky. A nice time to internalize by closing the eyes and just focusing on feeling the body, on being with the breath. Being with yourself. Allow yourself to rest for a moment or two in this stillness, in this calm, in this peace. So that we recognize this feeling, the more we tap into it. It's always there. Yoga teaches us this is always there, this feeling, this natural state of bliss, of calmness, of relaxation is our natural state. So please, let's learn to recognize it and tap into it more and more throughout our day as you leave the mat. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today and practicing with me. See you next time. Namaste.